Oh, yeah. It's one of those nights. You don't talk about Stephen King without getting some cookie butter, am I right? I'm not sponsored. The Shining by Stephen Reginald King. That's not his middle name. Why am I doing this? Well, I read it. I don't read a ton of books very fast. People might tune in just to hear about the crunchy, delicious cookie butter. This is what my life is becoming. No, don't lie to yourself. This is not what your life is becoming. This is what it is. This is what it has been. You sick son of a bitch. This will be a spoiler-free discussion about the book and review, but at a certain point I will start talking spoilers, so at that time you should get the hell out of here and just read the book for yourself and the movie. You can't read the movie, but watch the movie. Not too long ago, I finished a little book called The Way of Kings. Ever heard of it? And I really needed something of a different pace. Stephen King, he's one of those writers who I loved his work in theory. I would read beginnings, I'd get 100 pages in, and then I'd feel like, yeah, I've seen, I did that with Misery. I need to go back and read it. Don't fucking at me. Don't at me. The Shining is my first proper Stephen King read. Wow. I'm getting ahead of myself. Not the movie at all. When I picked up this book, I thought I would be reading a cold thriller, psychological horror. What I found was something very warm, very personal, very realistic, despite certain things I'll get to later, and sentimental as all hell. I was like, is this a fucking Spielberg movie in here? Yeah? Holy shit, does this guy know how to write. After reading The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, I was getting accustomed to a certain type of writing that's emphasis was on clarity, on precision, on objectivity in a lot of ways. So opening up The Shining was really exciting. You know, Stephen King gets away with such exciting internal things in his characters. Certain thoughts, it was just like a bunch of exclamation points on each sides of words, giving this like forward momentum, this rush. Your eyes are just moving down the page easily. It's so easy to read. Beautiful. I will be real with you. I'll be real. I thought that the book got more boring when they got to the Overlook Hotel, when it started getting more paranormal and the scares started happening. Because Stephen King did such a good job getting me to care about this family, getting me to care about Jack Torrance's guilt, his drinking problem, about Wendy's relationship with her mom, and her relationship with Jack. It just felt so intimate and engaging from page one that by the time they got to the hotel, I just cared about these people. Spoilers about some of the stuff that happens in the book. It diverges so much from the film, and I love the movie. I am so attached to that movie, but I started becoming attached to this book in a way that was like almost like it was parallel universes. Just I have love for each of them in very different ways, and what the Shining movie does so well, The Shining book does poorly, and vice versa. It is really bizarre. Dick Hallorann became my favorite character. Just the story of him coming to the Overlook took up a ton of page time. I didn't even mind just being with him, his reminiscing, his experiences with hearing people's thoughts as he goes to the airport and as he's on the plane, and his issues flying and getting the snowmobile and riding up towards the hotel, because he becomes so central to the emotional heart of the story, this family that Danny is able to ultimately have because of his abilities. The way he's able to actually save his mom, it's really touching. It's really a beautiful story. Jack doesn't really overcome his demons, but he manages, in a way, to kind of save his family, sort of. I mean, it gets kind of freaky body horror near the end of the book, so do be warned. You really want Jack. You just want the guy's life to turn around. He is struggling, and the Overlook Hotel is the last place this guy needs to be. I thought that the POVs were so unique. Each character thought differently. I loved all of Danny's POVs. I wish there were maybe more Wendy POVs because I thought her character was really, really interesting. I didn't love all of the information and investigating that Jack does into the mob as it relates to the Overlook. I thought it was kind of cheesy. Every time they talked about these gangsters, it just seemed... I just kept thinking about, like, you know, Edward G. Robinson smoking a cigar and, listen here, see? Those little things in the movie that are so creepy because they're not explained are explained exhaustively in the book. It's really not scary. It's just kind of interesting. And that's how I feel about the scares. Which brings me to my next point. Don't expect to be scared. Really. I know Joey in Friends was like scared he had to throw the book into the fridge or whatever.
I mean, I never start reading The Shining without making sure we got plenty of room in the freezer.
I can't see most people finding this scary, especially compared to the movie, because there is that comfort, that sentimentality. It gives it so much, it makes it so exciting in the characters and seeing inside their heads, but the mystery, the coldness, the thrill is there and the suspense, but the fear, I don't know. Maybe if I hadn't seen the movie, maybe, but like honestly, the scenes I thought were the scariest were the scenes that weren't in the movie. The Hornets, that was freaky and weird, and I was not expecting that to happen. And I love that was the first real sign of bad stuff going on in the Overlook, because it's just weird enough to be, it's not exactly weird enough to be like implausible, just enough for Jack to start going, am I losing my mind, or am I just such a bad father that I just can't catch a fucking break? Man, it's just watching him spiral. He wants so hard to be a great father. He truly loves his son, and you know, I just imagine Stephen King throwing his whole heart and soul into this book, into this character, and all of his fears about not overcoming his alcohol addiction. I think that must be involved. It really moved me, and I really cared about these characters. Not as scary as I would have hoped, but damn, was it a good read. I can't wait to read more Stephen King. I don't know. If anybody has suggestions about what Stephen King book I should read next, I have a few maybe I can get to. Knowing me, I can be overly ambitious. I will probably try to read It next, or The Stand or something, when I should probably just read something a little shorter. But this was really fun to read The Shining, and honestly, I don't know why I haven't been reading more Stephen King books. The Shining. What else is there to say? Right? Like and subscribe if you want me to eat more crunchy, 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 yummy, yummy cookie butter. And if you want me to stop, I will never stop. This is really bad for my health. Thanks for watching.